Camille Paglia, kind of well-known cultural critic and professor in Philadelphia, I believe, at the University of the Arts. I've read a fair amount of her work and seen her fast-talking, gesticulating way in various interviews. I think she self-identifies as a feminist, but many feminists of the liberal or socialist radical persuasion have tried to distance themselves from Paglia. My view of her is she is an intellectual who clashed with progressive feminists from an early age in an academic setting, and her experiences as a young person will have greatly fashioned and influenced the rest of her life. She clearly has both radical ideas as well as conservative, reactionary tendencies. Something of an apologist for patriarchal, capitalist Western civilization, none of which I find controversial or outrageous. You will find people doing this all over town today in the age of social media. What does bother me, and we're going back here 25 years or more with this, is her support of pederasty. She actually signed a document in support of NAMBLA in the early 1990s. That's the North American Man-Boy Love Association. Just saying that name, saying the name of that organisation makes me shudder a little. They basically want to remove laws protecting kids from predators and paedophiles. And Paglia, writing in Salon back in '97, she said, quote, "I have repeatedly protested the lynch mob hysteria that dogs the issue of man-boy love. In Sexual Personae, one of her published books, she says, I argued that male paedophilia is intrinsically intertwined with the cardinal moments of Western civilization," unquote. So, what is she in this context? An edgy cheerleader for child molestation? A paedophilia advocate with perhaps a romanticised view of the ancient world? Oh, and she also thinks some types of child porn should be legalised, apparently. My thought process goes something like this. A person has foolish and reprehensible views on one subject, or many subjects as the case may be. Should we then disregard everything else that person has ever said, and we say something like, well, this person's obviously corrupt in the moral sense, is lacking in some core decency, so why should we listen to what she has to say about this or that? The clear answer is no, we shouldn't disregard everything, as we might be denying ourselves the opportunity to learn something or benefit from her wisdom in some other area. But that doesn't mean she gets a free pass on the paedophilia advocacy. She should be called out in public discourse, and it shouldn't be difficult for intelligent young or intelligent older folks to make decent arguments against her positions.